Hey guys, welcome to Studio Talk. My name is Rachel Lynn. I'm a fashion designer, a self-taught fashion designer. And on this channel, I give you the scoop and I tell you what I have learned in the fashion business, starting a clothing brand, running a clothing brand. And I give you the inside information, the raw, the real, and what you need to know, and stuff that I kind of really wish I had known when I first got started. That would have saved me a lot of money and a lot of headaches. So today, I want to talk about my experience getting scammed by a manufacturer. Okay. And this is an experience that is sadly not uncommon, especially when we're talking about manufacturers, particularly in Pakistan and a lot of times in China. It just depends where, right? So a lot of manufacturing comes out of Pakistan and China. Okay. Apparel manufacturing. And strangely enough, I got scammed by my very first manufacturer. The first manufacturer that I had ever worked with ended up playing me um, years after me and him had worked together. Like I had ordered stuff from him before and it was not a problem. Went through the whole process, sent him, what he needed, sent him the money. And, just to make a long story short, and we'll go into some details of what's important about this story. But just to kind of summarize, basically what happened was he was going through some financial issues. He was not, I guess, he didn't feel the need or did not, or maybe he was embarrassed to tell me that he was having financial issues and that, there was no way that he would be able to produce the products that I paid for. I paid for a custom order that I got received an order, custom order, and had ordered two new samples. So I sent him the money for an order plus two new samples. And so he basically used my money for his personal expenses. And I was not able to get any of my products. So I was pretty much out, several hundreds of dollars and had to refund the customer out of my own pocket on top of that. And it was devastating. But let me tell you guys, and this is, like I said, it's not an uncommon experience because a lot of these manufacturers overseas in Pakistan, a lot of them are just winging it. They have the skill, they have the equipment, but a lot of them are just not making the money that they need to really sustain and really build their businesses. And so when they find themselves in financial trouble, you're the one who's going to pay for it. Now, the way that you can kind of avoid this whole mishap is most of the manufacturers in Pakistan, China, you don't really have this problem, but in Pakistan specifically, what you may run into is that they're not able to accept payments outside of like a wire transfer or like a Western Union. And the problem with those type of payments is that you don't have any protection for your investment. They could easily receive your money from Western Union, take that money and run, and you have no trace of it. You have no way to get your money back, no way to hunt them down. There's just no protection. And that's the way they operate. So, one of the ways to avoid it is, you know what, if you know that you can't afford to take that loss, I wouldn't even go to Pakistan for manufacturing at all. I would stick to China, or you can use Pietra Studio. Matter of fact, I'll have a link in my description box below where you can check out Pietra Studio, and they have a whole vetted source of manufacturers, and it's all streamlined. You can get refunds and all of that stuff. So you don't even have to worry about it, right? But yes, rule number one is protect your investment. If you don't have any way to track your money, you don't have any way to get a refund, don't risk it. It's not worth it. Rule number two, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because the manufacturing process from start to finish takes time, especially when we're talking about initial sampling. You don't ever want to put all your eggs in one basket. So what I mean by that is don't only rely on one manufacturer. You need to have at least three manufacturers that you know that you can trust and rely on, and they should all have a copy of, your patterns or your designs or your tech packs. um you should have that with you ready to go. Your tech packs and all that stuff, your designs should be with you ready to send to another manufacturer, because if they can't pull through, if they run off with your money, you don't want to be stuck having to start from scratch, not having any of your tech packs, not having any of the patterns, and now you're left looking crazy. And the last rule that I think is really important, this is something that I just kind of discovered on my own. You never want a manufacturer to think that you are a one-man show, rather if you are or if you're not. You always want them to think that you are a company, and you want them to think that you are a business. Your company is someone that they don't want to lose. They want to keep working with you. They're not just going to toss your products to your projects to the side, or they're not going to play you by, you know, playing this game of robbing Peter to pay Paul, and now you're shut out of luck because they don't respect you as an individual. So, always present yourself in the most professional way. Don't ever let it be known that you are a one-man operation, because they just, for some reason, you just won't get the respect, and you won't be taken seriously by these manufacturers. And honestly, guys, I have heard so many stories from other designers of this same thing happening where, they sent the money to a manufacturer, whether if it was someone that they had been working with for a little while, or if it was a brand new manufacturer that they got off of Alibaba that they've never worked with before. They sent them the money, they never got their samples, or they never got their order. They disappear without a trace. And this is not uncommon. So, my suggestion: do not work with any manufacturer unless you have a way to protect your investment, unless you have a way to get your money back. So, no Western Union, no wire transfers, nothing that is not traceable or refundable. I don't care how good their Instagram account looks. I don't care what they're posting that makes it look like they make all these beautiful, wonderful products. You just don't know. You don't know what their financial situation is. You don't know if they are able to pull through. You just don't know. And it's a sad thing that happened, because I had worked with the guy for a few years and didn't have a problem, but he was going through some financial stuff, didn't want to tell me, and he disappeared with my money. So unfortunately, he had tried to reach back out to me to kind of make amends. When it comes to business, once you lose my trust, and you should definitely keep this as a rule for yourself. If they lose your trust, they lost your trust. There's a plenty of manufacturers out here. Once they lose your trust, just be done with them and move on, because it's just not okay. So anyways, guys, let me know what other things that you may want to know about this business. I've been in the fashion business, self-taught fashion designer. I've been, owning my own brand. I've done private label design work for other brands. What are some other things that you may struggle with, or that you were wondering about in this business? I would love to make a video about it. I'm very raw, very real. I'll tell you the real deal. I'm not going to just make it seem like it's just the most wonderful thing in the world, but it is, it's business. So let me know what you guys think. Have you been scammed by a manufacturer, or do you know somebody who has? Do you have any questions? Leave it below in the comment section. And don't forget to like the video if you like the video, and subscribe to my channel for more. And I'll see you guys next time.